Play archive. In this video, I'm going to be looking over the Explore areas, which you can access through the sidebar right here. And the description of this page reads, venture into areas away from the safety of Palace Town. By searching these perilous lands, you can find treasure and battle wild goatlings for appearance stalls. However, you must proceed with caution. These areas are filled with baddies that will challenge your active goatling to battle. Battling here is not limited, however, the baddies will go stronger the more they battle, so they will slowly become more of a challenge to beat. It is recommended that your active goatling have at least one battle weapon or battle pet equipped. Goatlings who are hungry, unhappy, or have 0 hit points will refuse to battle, so make sure to feed, play, and heal before battle. Choose an area to explore using the maps below. The fee to travel to each area is 1,000 sugar stars. Each area can be explored 10 times per visit. Areas outlined in pink are easy, areas outlined in green are medium, areas outlined in orange are hard, and areas outlined in red are elite. And that difficulty basically just means that the enemies or baddies in that area will do more or less damage depending on how easy or hard it is. So Misty Meadows 1 through 5 and Enchanted Forest 1 through 5 are easy. Phantom Forest 1 through 5 and Rainbow Caverns 1 through 5 are medium. Majestic Mountain 1 through 5 and Sea of Clouds 1 through 5 are hard, and Glittering Galaxy 1 through 5 is elite. These hyperlinks up here in this blurb just lead to different shops where you can buy the different items they recommend having. So this link takes us to the Battle Weapons store. This link takes us to the Battle Pets store. This link takes us to the General Food store. This one to the Toy store. And this one to Remedies and Elixirs. Up here, welcome to the Explore Area Archives. Click an area below to see what goatlings, baddies, and items are found in that location. So there is one of these for each of the different areas. So we have Misty Meadows, Enchanted Forest, Phantom Forest, Rainbow Caverns, Majestic Mountain, Sea of Clouds, and Glittering Galaxy, as well as the special events Explore areas, such as the Eerie Estate for the Monster Masquerade in October, the Palace Garden for the Sweethearts event in February, and the Midnight Carnival for the Summer Night Carnival in July. So I'm just going to start right here at the top. And before we get into it, I would like to explain something that you're going to see a lot in this area. You might notice that there is an AD of a lot of the goats in here, and then sometimes they'll also have an RAD. An RAD or a RAD is a rare appearance doll. Meanwhile, this is just a regular appearance doll. So the rare appearance dolls have a lower chance of dropping, which makes them obviously rarer. These tend to be more sought after by people on the website, and they also tend to sell for a lot more, both in the pawn shop and within user shops. I'm just going to start scrolling here. Some items can also be recolored to match the rare ADs. So as you can see with Nightmare here, we have regular Nightmare armor and then Nightmare Rad armor, which more closely matches the colors of the rarer AD. And that is it for the Explorer Area archives. So I am just going to be going through each of the available Explorer areas and doing a round of battles. I will briefly explain how this works. The description at the top of the page explains it pretty well already, but just so you can see it in action. So I'm going to start out with Misty Meadows 1. So it takes you to the map. It tells you the area you are currently exploring and how many turns you have left. You can basically just click around anywhere. There's a chance that it'll say nothing is here. You just click again. I don't know why it's moving my screen all crazy. Sometimes you'll occasionally just find a random amount of sugar stars, and then sometimes you'll find a baddie or a goatling to battle. So it shows you a image of the baddie. It says, this baddie has appeared, would you like to battle? And you have the option to start the battle or run away. I'm going to start the battle. And then once you're in the battle, it works very similarly to how the battle center works. So you have your Goatling on the left, your enemy on the right. You have your equipped items down here. I just have a battle pet for right now. And then 3 different kinds of moves you can make. The basic attack is guaranteed to land every time, and the amounts of damage you do is proportional to the level of your goat. The fierce attack will sometimes not hit, but when it does, it's a confirmed critical hit. And the lucky hit also does not always hit, but it does a larger amount of damage. I usually just use the basic attack on enemies that have very little health, and then once they start getting a little stronger, I'll start using the battle pet, because usually the expensive battle pets and battle weapons do more damage than lucky hit or fierce attack ever could, and they are confirmed to hit every single time. So, like I said, I'm just gonna go for basic attack. Here's your battle log down here. You can click up here to end the battle. And then it says Battle 1, your Goatling gained some XP and some sugar stars. You can click down here to go to the battle center, down here to go to the training center, here to go back to your explorer area, here to access your inventory, and here to view your Goatlings. You're just going to go back to the explorer area, and then you just continue doing this until you are out of turns. This guy's back. I'm going to fight this real quick. And this time it dropped an item. Another enemy. As you can see, because this is an easy area, I don't think I've ever fought the pink bog before, so it only has 5 health and it only did 1 point of damage to me. Um, in the areas, as they get harder, the base level health and damage for the baddies gets higher and higher, but because this is the easiest area, it is currently very, very low. And that is it for the basics of how Explorer areas work. Like I said, I'm just gonna go and do all of the different Explorer areas to kind of give you a view of what each one looks like, the different baddies that can appear, and what it looks like to just play through them all. Unfortunately, I can't play any of the event-themed ones, but just know it's basically the same mechanics-wise as the rest of the Explorer areas, just with different theme backgrounds. From this point on, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of commentary in this video because a lot of the gameplay is kind of repetitive. So enjoy! were all of the currently available Explore areas. For these two buttons at the top, View Current Explore and View Current Battle, I'll just go over what those do very quickly. They're kind of self-explanatory, but just in case. So say you open an Explore area, and then you exit the page to go do something else. If you come back to the Explore page and click View Current Explore, it will take you back to where you were before. And then I'm just going to click around for a bit. If you enter a battle in the Explore area and then leave the page again for whatever reason, you can click on Explore, click View Current Battle, and it'll take you back to the battle you were in before. Just going to wrap that up really quickly. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to leave them below in the comments section. If you have anything that you would like to send to me directly, feel free to email the Gmail in my YouTube bio. Thank you all for the support. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.